and welcome to Critical Political Thinking. My name is Corey Camasso, and I'm your host. Today we're going to be talking about some awesome topics, and one of them is going to be hilarious, and that is obviously this joke of an impeachment. Additionally, we now have some evidence to get Emmy award-winning Andrew Cuomo a nice new seat behind bars. Also, we're going to talk some more about that whole border crisis and why McAllen, Texas may now be in trouble. And additionally, we're going to bring out our whole new segment, something that we're going to be covering once a week here at Critical Political Thinking, and that's our new Biden job loss meter. And we'll go over what that is when the time is right. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another action-packed episode of Critical Political Thinking. Hello, and welcome back to Critical Political Thinking. Before we get started, first I would like to say Happy Valentine's Day. A happy upcoming Valentine's Day from our family here at Critical Political Thinking to yours for a happy, healthy, and safe Valentine's Day. Additionally, we'd like to welcome you to our new interactive format. Check it out. This is our new style where we will be showing you some video footage and keeping you up to date as with our information as well as technology. So first, let's get into our first topic of the day, and that's obviously the impeachment and the sham that we have been witnessing. Depending on what channel you're witnessing, you're seeing a completely different set of events. But what does that mean, and how does that differ, and how can that additionally change things or make things, I should say, altered in a sense? And what do I mean by that? Well, it depends on who you view. And that's been pretty much the ideal for news for the past, 4 years. The bias is obvious and clear. But that's why we are going to tell you the truth. And hopefully the media sources show you the truth and don't flip it to this whole racist media bias that they're attempting to utilize in an effort to squash the fact that they are now busted. And by busted, I mean caught. Had this been a court of law, that whole Eric Stilwell, Castro, they'd be in jail right now. They would be in jail for lying, perjury. And that's because they literally took footage and manipulated it. And now they got caught. They cut and spliced footage. They removed footage. They added to footage in an effort to push a narrative. That's fraud. And that, in a sense, is in itself an impeachable offense. So that's something that we definitely have to look at moving forward. But it's important to understand what's going on now. So they're using certain words and they're using certain ideals to say that Donald Trump, in fact, incited violence. Well, let's talk about 8 other senators, representatives, politicians that too shall be impeached, or should be impeached, I should say. They won't because they're liberals, but they should be impeached for identical or worse words. Let's talk about Jen Rubin first. When she had stated during these BLM riots, burn it to the ground to get our way, burn it to the ground if we have to. Yep, that's not inciting any kind of destruction of property. That's not incitement of any kind, is it? Then you have people like Pelosi. I'd like to punch him in the face. And also who called, these protests heartwarming and, Trump is xenophobic and racist. What about our vice president, that wonderful Kamala Harris, who said, they won't stop? Won't they? Until they get their way, they won't stop. That just seems like it's pretty much the new Democratic slogan, if you will. They won't stop by any means, cheating, whatever it takes. On top of that, you have a vice president who legit, on paper, promoted the bail of criminals. People that destroyed people's businesses and property that were going to be held accountable. This woman actually paid for their bail and promoted having their bail paid for. That's disgraceful. Why would a vice president have any part in that? Oh, I know why. To push a fake woke narrative. That's why. Then you have Biden. I'd like to take him out behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. That was the sitting president of the United States of America. And this man was nobody when he said it. And he still is in my book. But as far as I'm concerned, That's violence. That's inciting. That's any of his followers would therefore think, oh, if he's going to do it, I should do it too. Hey, that's incitement. Why is he not being impeached? Can you explain that to me? I can't. Then you have people like Cory Booker, get in their face. What about my 6 feet? I really don't recommend getting in my 6 feet. I'm just telling you, it's not a good idea. Then you have Stacey Abrams, who pushed her narrative that they stole the election from me. They stole it. You can still find these videos on YouTube. But if you see anything about Donald Trump and him saying anything about a stolen election, it's gone. That doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their woke agenda. So why put it there? This is my business. You don't belong here. We allowed you to build yourselves up and use it as a social media platform and use it as a First Amendment platform until we don't like it. Then it's ours. Then it's private. Then it's gone. On top of that, the footage they used came from a wonderful guy named Jaden X. Why don't you take some time and look up Jaden X? The person whose footage they used is the person that should be being brought up on charges for incitement. This individual is a known BLM supporter, someone that months before stated he wanted to walk into that Oval Office and grab Trump and drag that mother effer out of his office. Drag him out of that Oval Office. And yet this is the person that's on the front lines, pulling down a fence, marching on into the White House, destroying property, inciting this crowd, forcing a mob mentality, which is what it was, not what they are claiming it was. But we'll be fine with them calling it a pre-planned incitement of violence. And you want to know why? Because those people do need to be held accountable, regardless. And if they did pre-plan it, that certainly means that Donald Trump didn't incite anything. How could you incite something if they planned it days in advance? How could a speech incite violence if it's months or, however long it took them to plan this? So everything that they keep putting out is just a joke. And you can spin it any which way you want, and that's what the liberal media is attempting to do. And they have them in their pocketbook. That's the whole problem. The liberal media will push whatever agenda is necessary to fit the woke narrative to keep Democrats in power. Because when people like Donald Trump get in power, and people are actually held accountable for their actions, you better see another thing coming. I mean, think about it. You had Hillary Clinton for 4 years calling Donald Trump an illegitimate. He knows he's illegitimate. But those videos are still out. So you're telling me social media is not playing a part in an agenda? What goes for one should certainly go for the other. Would that not make sense? And then you have the African American senator. I do apologize. It's not any disrespect. I don't know her name. But she came out and stated, this is racist. For you to even put up pictures of BLM during this Capitol thing is racist. It just shows how you're racist. What is racist about showing two separate groups who had ideals and beliefs and protested as a result? And some of those people took it to the wrong level. But that happened on both sides. What did color have to do with it? Why did you have to bring racism into it? You're the racist. And anyone that brings race into anything, more than likely is the racist. And why do I say that? Well, it's simple. I don't bring race in anything. Race had nothing to do with my life until this year. And why do I say that? Because it's simple. I judge people for who they are. When I walk up to someone, I almost want to close my eyes and get to know them before I look at them. Because you will be a so much better person if you approach life that way. Judge someone by who they are and their character, because you'll get much farther in life and you'll have so much better relationships instead of the shallow crap that seems to be happening day in and day out. So many divorces, so much drama, so much bullshit. It's because you're judging people for all the wrong reasons. And let's talk about judging people. When you get an Emmy, you're judged, right? Well, let's judge Andrew Cuomo really quick. That liar. And how I can say it finally. I can say it and you can't delete it because we have evidence. Woo! So his secretary has come out and clearly stated that he purposely and willingly and knowingly held back the real numbers, lied and manipulated numbers to push not only his agenda, but to make himself and the Democratic Party look better, to make his little daily presentations, destroy Donald Trump and his daily presentations and the White House press conference, so everyone could come over to see the Emmy award-winning Andrew Cuomo and his press briefings and read his books so that he can pave the way to his presidency, the Democratic ticket into the presidency. But guess what? Just like everything else Democratic, you got caught for cheating. You got caught for lying. You got caught for manipulating. And these are all coming out. And hopefully you're more held accountable, Andrew. And how's Chris doing with all this? I wonder if Chris is going to be a legitimate reporter and report on it. Nah, he's going to hide it. He's going to sweep it under the table. And then they'll go bro at Thanksgiving table and, no problems there. But let me tell you something. That just shows how much of a joke CNN really is. If they are not going to report on the facts, they're not going to report on the facts that a sitting governor lied and manipulated numbers, that signed a bill that literally led to the deaths of double the amount of people he claimed initially, 15,000. Why hide numbers if you're not ashamed of them? Why hide numbers if you didn't do something wrong? What would be the reason? If they were legit and they were good and they were valid, why hide them? Why manipulate them? I know why. Because you know that your bill executed the elderly. And it's not just you. You have Murphy. You have Wolf. I mean, it's several governors that signed these bills that put the elderly back into nursing homes, even if they had the virus, which therefore caught all of those other easily susceptible patients. And it was a ripple effect. And that ripple effect executed people, and your order was the reason. And whether you knew that would happen or not, we don't know. That'll all come out very soon, Andrew. It'll all come out very soon. But it's very important to know, should Andrew Cuomo be president? Or should Andrew Cuomo go to prison? And that's going to be the facts. That's going to be what's coming out. And I wonder if that'll be an impeachment hearing. I wonder if that'll go to any kind of a trial. I wonder if that'll, make it to CNN, ABC, NBC 24/7. I wonder if they'll have the live stream of a sham impeachment trial for Andrew Cuomo. Probably not. Just like they're covering the Governor Newsom, recall. You don't even see it. You don't see the fact that millions of people are signing up to have him pulled from office for literally destroying his state. You don't see that because it doesn't fit their woke agenda. Let's move forward with the border. The border is another open borders. Who knows why? And who really wins? Nobody. The only people that win is Joe Biden and the Democratic ticket, because what are they doing? They're bolstering their numbers. They're adding to the Democratic Party because they realize how close this election was. And we can't say anything other than the fact of how close it was and how record numbers voted for Donald Trump. Those are facts. And that scares the hell out of them. It scares the hell out of them that they're bullshit. The fact that they tried to take every single solitary social media platform, almost every single media platform, and manipulate and lie and change the poll numbers. Speaking of poll numbers, they even have another fake poll out. Should Donald Trump be impeached? Bullshit at 69% of Americans. If you're telling me that 69% of Americans are that stupid, I don't believe it. PBS, shame on you for claiming that America's that stupid. For lying and manipulating another BS poll that means absolutely nothing to the American people. And these polls, that's another thing that needs to be looked into. There's just so much, and we're going to get to all of that in the next few weeks, people. Critical political thinking is only getting started. But let's get back to the borders. The borders right now, McAllen, Texas, is in shambles. And what do I mean by that? Thousands and thousands of people are pouring across this border with the understanding and knowing that they are going to get in. You have coyotes, literally, because now they have so many people coming, they can drop their numbers. They're letting people over here for such low numbers that people are coming in hordes. And they're coming and they're allowed in. We don't have enough COVID tests. We don't have enough COVID vaccines. And why should we be giving our American vaccines that should be going to Americans to these individuals? And it's true. They need them to keep us safe because they probably do have the virus because they don't have the same health care we have. And that's why they're coming to this great country. But little do they know the people in charge of this country are only going to destroy it and turn it into where they're coming from anyway. But right now, it's insanity at the borders, and we don't see what's going on. The media's not covering, but we're going to try and get a correspondent down there to show you exactly what's going on our southern border. And let me tell you, it is not something good. And as we discussed before, we've got a whole new segment, and that is the keeping count of canceled jobs under the Biden administration. And right now, that number is whopping 508,050. Is the number of jobs that will have been lost. And let's back those numbers so that we don't get fact checked. Because like I said, these are the possible lost job counters. This is the number that we have found to be added of the jobs that will be lost as a direct result of the executive orders signed by the Biden administration thus far. Because bipartisan orders or bipartisan bills, that would, you can't hold people accountable if it's voted for, and these are the people that we legally voted for. Anyway, so yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's break them down. So first, let's talk about the Keystone Pipeline, where we've got 14,000 immediate jobs gone. Zippo-zada. Around 14,000 jobs, zoom. With the blink of a pen, gone. Additionally, over the next year, only 1 year, there would be an additional around 10,000 subcontractors and contractors that would have been involved in this Keystone Pipeline, not the direct employees that lost their jobs. Because remember, obviously the liberal left is going to downsize and downplay these numbers. Well, those are only the confirmed jobs, and that's what fact checkers are going to say. But we're saying these are unconfirmed, so you can't fact check the truth. And the truth is that over the next year, up to 10,000 people, subcontractors, may have lost their jobs as a direct result of the Keystone Pipeline no longer being there. We're not also taking into account all of the hotels that would host all these individuals, the renters that hosted all these individuals, the restaurants and the places of business that kept all of these people, clothed, fed, gone. They now have no business, shut down. So on top of just the Keystone, add all those in. Then let's go to the border wall. 7,000 immediate jobs for the construction shut down. On top of that, what about all the products and stuff that went into the construction of the manufacturing of the wall? What about, the cranes and all of it? All of those independent contractors, subcontractors are now jobless. On top of that, you have future fossil fuel loss as a direct result of signing back up to the Paris Accord in the amount of 475,000 jobs. 475,000 jobs will be gone over the next 6 years as a direct result of us signing back up with the Paris Accord. Those are jobs in fossil fuel. Those are jobs in gas stations. Those are jobs all across the country. These are Americans. These are your brothers. These are your sisters. These are your friends. These are your family. Biden has just terminated their jobs and has not given any options for something better. As a matter of fact, all we have are czars. And unless your name is John Kerry, you're not going to get a czar position. And that czar position, where he is now emitting the largest carbon footprint of any single human being with a private jet, and yet he's the one that goes and says, your job, you should have made better decisions in life and not chosen a job in the fossil fuels where it's destructive to America and the climate, blah, blah, blah. Who the hell are you? I think we've said that before, but it's just a fact. Who the hell are you, John Kerry? You'd be nobody if you didn't marry into money. It's a shame that these Democratic big heads that think that they are somehow better than us, that their narrative and their agenda is the way that we need to be, regardless of what we feel. It's a disgrace. And that's the very reason that we created this channel. And that's the very reason we are going to continue to bring you the coverage that matters. My name is Corey Camasso. This is Critical Political Thinking. Please like, please subscribe, please rumble, and please share this video. The algorithms are not friendly to conservative video channels. We are not monetized and we are not paid for our services. Please join our brand new Critical Political Thinkers Club, where you can get daily exclusive emails as well as some exclusive video content, stuff that we can't share on YouTube, but the truth nonetheless. And what you can do is, with any minimum donation of $5 or more, all available on our website at criticalpoliticalthinking.com. That's criticalpoliticalthinking.com. You can join our new Critical Political Thinkers Club and be part of the action today. But again, thank you so much for watching Critical Political Thinking. Please like, share, subscribe, and rumble this video now. My name's Corey Camasso. This has been Critical Political Thinking, and God bless America.